Soccer, golf, and football on this week's edition of Inside EKU Sports. We begin with the EKU football team and Mark Elder. It was an off week as far as the schedule, never an off week for the coaches and the players. How was the bye week?
We had a really good bye week. We practiced on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then the guys got a little reprieve on Friday and Saturday, so they got a couple days that they got to be off and away from football, which is great for them physically, great for them mentally, and then got going again on Sunday. But we cut down the physicality of practice just a little bit, still got a lot of great work in, but we went from our injury report with bumps and bruises being a page and a half to half a page, which was great to see come Sunday. I think that mentally and physically we rejuvenated, and then obviously our coaches at the end of the week got to go out. We got to go out recruiting on Thursday with half the staff, and everybody was out on Friday, so we got to go and get a little recruiting done as well.
You got the win last time out to start the OVC over Southeast Missouri. Again, you turned them over 5 times, and you've had 8 interceptions as a team this year through 4 games after only having 5 picks last year. So good job from the defense so far.
Yes, we've been able to take the ball away at a pretty good rate, and special teams is involved in that as well. We've had a handful of those on special teams, but I was very pleased with our secondary. We had 4 interceptions. Cornelius had 2. One was a spectacular tipped ball that he just kept his concentration on, but the other 3, what was really pleasing about it is the fact that they were just executing at a really high level. It wasn't any guessing. There wasn't any stepping in front when they shouldn't. They were driving the receivers and peaked at the right moment and stepped in front at the last second and got some contested interceptions, doing it the right way. Because sometimes if you get those picks because you're gambling, that'll show up in a positive one week and then it'll turn up in a very negative way the following week on some double moves and things like that. The guys did it the proper way where they drove the receivers and stepped in front late.
The Sam Hayworth parade continues. He had 3 field goals, plus you had a beautiful fake field goal that worked, something you saw on tape and executed it. So in that area of special teams, things were good.
Yeah, our field goal unit did a great job. Sam's been doing really well, and obviously it's not just Sam. We got to snap, hold, and kick well. We got to protect well up front, but clearly that's been clutch. I mean, he went out there for a 41-yard field goal that really was, the way I looked at it, a game-winning field goal, because if you make that thing, barring any type of catastrophe, we've won the game. We made it a 2-score game with very little time left. So he went out and drilled that thing. We protected well. It was a nice snap hold, and he's been doing really well. We need to have him continue to play like he's been playing.
On Saturday, the number 8 team in the country, and according to the latest FCS poll, Jacksonville State's in town. They've been to 5 straight playoffs. They have won 34 straight OVC games, a record, beating EKU's old record. So we know who Jacksonville State is, and it's going to be a big challenge Saturday.
Yeah, we've got an OVC opponent coming in this weekend. Clearly, Jacksonville State's been a very good team over the last handful of years, but our guys are very excited. I mean, the OVC games are the ones that define whether or not you're going to have an opportunity for a 12th game, because if you win those games, you control your own destiny as far as the automatic bid. So our guys are very excited to have another home game and to be a little bit fresher after the bye week.
EKU is currently number 1 in the OVC in rushing offense. Jacksonville State is number 1 in rushing defense, yards allowed at 78.5 a game. They have not allowed a rushing touchdown. So what's the key to getting your running game going against the Gamecocks?
It's the same key that we have every week. I mean, we got to find the looks that we feel like we've got a good schematic answer for what they're doing. So there's certain looks that we're looking for where we feel like we're going to be able to run the football effectively, and then it just comes down to going out and executing. I mean, guys winning their one-on-one battles, knocking people off the ball, our running backs running hard like they have been and with great vision and protecting the football. So it's really no different this week than it is any other week as far as we're just looking for the look schematically that we feel good about and getting our matchups right.
Zary Cooper, a transfer from Clemson, is their starting quarterback, 62% passer, completion percentage, 247 yards, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Josh Pearson and Jamari Hester, very good receivers. What do you see from the JSU offense?
Well, I think that they're a balanced attack. They've run the ball effectively. They've thrown the ball effectively. They have a number of quality running backs that they've run the football with. They use their quarterbacks in the run game as well. Number 10 shows up a little bit more in the quarterback run game than 6 does. But and then they've got a number of very talented receivers, catch the ball well. They're tall, long guys that go up and catch the ball in traffic, and the quarterbacks, they have a nice arm. So I think that they're a nice balanced attack, and they try to do both. They try to run the football and throw the football. They try to be fairly balanced in their offensive attack.
All right, good luck against Jacksonville State on Saturday, Coach.
Thank you, Stas. Appreciate it.
All right, Mark Elder with us in case you're interested, and we know you are. We'll have coverage at 100.7 FM on the TuneIn app and audio streaming at EKUsports.com, and of course the football game also on ESPN+. Hope to see you out at Roy Kidd Stadium on Saturday for a 4 o'clock kickoff, Jacksonville State at Eastern Kentucky. When we come back, we'll meet the new women's golf coach at EKU.
Every day is a concept that few people can commit to. Every day requires a level of dedication that forces you to test your limits.
Every day I'll give back to the community because I draw strength from their support. Every day the sounds of your cheers will echo through my mind. Knowing that you have my back means I can always look forward.
Every day I'll be too tired to sweat and my bones will ache. Every day will provide me with the slight edge that I need to succeed. Champions are built every day.
At EKU, you'll learn to take a broader view of your world. But we also understand it's the details that shape the big picture. So go ahead, play with fire, think on your feet, or touch the sky. Here, you'll be a part of something new, something big, something beautiful. Be a colonel. Your time is now.
Welcome back to the show. Mandy Moore is the new women's golf coach at EKU. You took over at the very end of August, so it's been a whirlwind, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. I just jumped right in, but it's been fun so far.
What was the first thing you had to do? I know you had a tournament in about a week. You had 2 quick tournaments before you could kind of settle in.
Well, first on my list was getting to know the players and trying to develop, a little bit of a relationship with them because I had to coach them in a week. So just kind of get to know each of them and get some practice under our belt and get to the tournament. We've had a pretty good start with our first 2 events, so we're starting to sort of calm down now, but it's been good. The team has been awesome welcoming me in, and so it's been good.
New, but yet you still have some experience. You were a GA for a year at EKU. You're from Frankfurt, so you know the lay of the land somewhat.
Yeah, familiar with the area, which helped, and having been able to come in with Coach Whitson, with Mike, has been good because we had a relationship before, so it's been good to work with him. And our GA, Sophie, she's been a huge help. She was kind of running practice before I was able to actually get here, so everybody's been great at helping make it a smoother transition.
Right, so those who don't know, Mike Whitson was the women's golf coach, played golf here at EKU. Now he's the men's coach. You played at Wake Forest. Of course, when I think golf and Wake Forest, I think Arnold Palmer,
Sure.
The late great. And just having played that game yourself, does it translate, do you think, to the players and help you as a coach now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I've had so many good experiences in golf, and especially in college. I had a great college coach and a lot of good mentors along the way, and that was kind of what got me interested in coaching to start with, and I've tried to use what I've learned as a player and as a coach prior to sort of shape how I coach now, but a lot of factors go into that, but yeah, I have a great experience at Wake for sure.
Talking with Mandy Moore, the new women's golf coach here at EKU. You were an assistant at UT for the last 3 years, and when I looked at all the things you did, oversaw daily operations, recruiting, practice, and the team made 3 NCAA regionals. So it was a lot of things that you were able to learn at the high level as an assistant coach.
Yeah, I had a great experience at Tennessee, and it was good for me to be involved in a lot of different aspects of the team. My former boss, Judy, she was great at keeping me involved and allowing me to do that so I could learn. And now I can kind of develop my own strategies for coaching. But yeah, like I said, been with several different people that have helped me and to learn and to figure out how I want to do it.
And not the first time you're a college head coach. You were a head coach at Carson Newman down in Tennessee as well.
Yeah, I was there for 3 years after my GA here. And, I was really new then, so it took me a little bit to kind of get my feet under me and had a lot to learn, but it's been good because I've had experience coaching, also had some experience teaching when I was an assistant pro, so every little bit has kind of helped me to formulate my coaching style now.
Golf is a split season, so you play in the fall and then in the spring, and then the spring is the conference championship. You hope you qualify for an NCAA regional. So far, 2 tournaments, a second place at Illinois State, a 5th in your next tournament down at UT. So how are the ladies playing, and so far so good?
Yeah, we've been really happy with our start. We had a good showing at Illinois State, and then a great final round at Tennessee that really helped us move up to tie for 5th, and we beat some really good teams there. That's probably our strongest field that we'll play this fall. So I think that'll give us a lot of confidence moving forward, and we've got Kentucky coming up next. They host an event, and a couple more after that for the fall. But like you said, we have 5 tournaments in the fall and 5 more in the spring before our postseason. So every tournament matters, and we'll just try to keep improving as we go.
Friday through Sunday, the Betty Lou Evans Invitational over at the University Club in Lexington. We've had Elsa Mobberly on the show in the past, probably your top-ranked golfer. But talk to me just a little bit about the team, and I know you give them qualifying so everybody gets a shot at playing in one of the tournaments. Yeah,
sure. We've tried to give, we've had qualifying for the first couple events, and our 2 seniors are leading the way so far. Amanda Lindahl from Sweden, she had a really impressive top 10 finish at Tennessee, so she's been playing really well. And Hannah Beth Owens, one of our juniors, had a top 25 at Tennessee as well. So we've got a strong group of talented girls, and I'm excited to see what they can accomplish this year.
The other side of being a college golf coach is recruiting. So you got to know the players on your team now, but you also have to look at the future after great golfers leave.
Sure, yeah. I have big shoes to fill in our 2 seniors, so we're looking to get some good players in to replace them, and trying to get out and see the younger ones as well. The recruiting starts early in women's golf. So
do the players look up to you because they know you played at Wake Forest, that you've done what they're trying to do now?
I hope so. I hope it gives them a little bit of confidence in me that I can teach them and coach them. But they've asked me if I'm going to play with them. I'm going to try. Hopefully, I need to keep my game up. So if I get out and play with them some, that might be good.
All right, Mandy, always great to see you, and good luck the rest of the fall season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Mandy Moore, the new women's golf coach here at EKU. When we come back, EKU soccer on the road, and we'll meet the player that saved the day in the last minute of regulation.
We are more than just athletes. We inspire scholars. We inspire leaders. We inspire champions. We inspire family. This is the Ohio Valley Conference.
Welcome back to the show. We talk EKU women's soccer now, and junior forward Erin Torrence is our guest. You have something about late in the match against Southeast Missouri, and you had an equalizer down 1-0 in the 89th minute. If people don't know soccer, that's at the very end of regulation before overtime. Tell me about that goal, and I know you're going to give other players credit.
Yes, for sure. I definitely got a very easy ball for me to score. Casey Eckley played a great ball to Katie Shaver, who headed it away from the goalie, and then Sarah Wusu played a perfect pass right across the net, and I was probably distance from me to you. So I really could not have missed, and all I had to do was tap it in. So
So you're saying like an old guy like me could actually maybe have
Probably.
scored
It
that?
would be very hard to miss.
But you did it 2 years ago at SEMO 2 in the 86th minute. So they probably say, who is this Erin Torrence person? She's killing us.
We were actually talking about that before the game. Me and Casey were talking about how it would be crazy if the same exact thing happened. And we didn't score a goal in overtime like we did my freshman year, but it was close. That game I got a really good corner from Logan Harvey, and I headed that one in. And then Jordan went to score the golden goal in overtime. But this game ended in a tie, so we were really looking for that last goal in the overtime, but didn't happen.
It has been one of those seasons inside the OVC where you played a lot of close games. I mean, they've been packed in. There haven't been any 3-1 games. Everything's been packed in tight. What's Coach say about that, and how do you deal with that?
I think we're not really struggling, but we're definitely trying to find how to score, have better opportunities to score. We've been focusing on that a lot at practice, but I think our defense does a great job of holding them off, so that's why I feel like a lot of games are 0-0, especially in the OVC. A lot of the teams have a really solid defense, so it's very difficult to score, and it's very hard for us to be scored on.
What do you have to do? Where can you crack that open? In other words, where does Coach Flory say, here's what we have to do better? What's been the focus?
We work a lot on interchanging runs up front, so instead of staying like the outside, middle, and other outside forward, we interchange a lot, so the outside forward becomes the inside forward, and then the middle swings out to try to just mix up the other team's defense.
The thing about soccer to me, and I've become from somebody who criticized it a long time ago, because I grew up in an era where it wasn't even a sport around where I grew up, to where I love the game. I think it, to me, but it's such a different game than so many others, because sometimes the best team doesn't win, they draw or they lose. So psychologically, how do you deal with that?
Well, the game is very long, so for 90 minutes you could have one chance, and that could be the difference. So Nick always tells us to make the hardest run of your life, because that one run you make could be the difference between a 1-0 game or a 0-0 game.
You are an occupational therapy major, so why that major, and what do you want to do with that once you graduate?
Well, there's a program in my hometown called Soccer for All, where volunteers go and play soccer with children with disabilities, and I've done that for as long as I've lived in my hometown. And it's honestly been one of my favorite things that I love doing. And I just really want to dedicate my life to helping those with disabilities. So I want to be an occupational therapist in the school setting and help the children with disabilities.
It's great when somebody knows what they want to do. When did that bell go off for you?
I think it was my junior year of high school, so that really helped with the college selection, because obviously I wanted to play soccer. I would look at schools that only had strong OT programs. So when I got an email from EKU, it was perfect because they have such a great OT program, and as well as I had the opportunity to play soccer.
You've been to the championship game of the OVC tournament the last 2 years and have had a couple of close losses. Is that the goal, to get back there and give it another shot this year?
Yes, we definitely want to make tournament, and our goal this year is to make the NCAA, because we've been so close for the past 2 years. We lost in overtime last year, so that was really frustrating because we were so close to finally reaching that NCAA game, but that's definitely the goal for this year.
And another weekend on the road playing soccer. So I know you have to take care of business on the road. You play Austin P on Friday night and then Belmont in Nashville on Sunday.
Yes, we only have one home weekend left. So for that weekend, because it's senior night, we hope to get a lot of fans out there to support our seniors and thank them for all the great things they've done for the last 4 years.
It's about when the weather is going to turn cold. I looked at the long-range forecast. October 12th against Jacksonville State is the first of those two games. Good luck the rest of the season, Erin.
Thank you.
All right, that's Erin Torrence. She is a junior soccer player at EKU, and that does it for another edition of Inside EKU Sports. You can always keep up with Colonel Athletics by following and liking our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. We'll see you again next week, and as always, go Big E.